بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. We're on class 32 and we stopped last week on page 73. You guys had homework and it was to take the singular words that we have and to transfer them into jam'u taksir, which means broken plural, or jam' mudhakkar salim, which means that it's the sound plural, right? Sound masculine plural. Open up to 74, الصفحة الرابعة والسبعون. الرابعة والسبعون. Right? 74. فقرة باء. You guys see فقرة باء? فقرة means like this paragraph, this section باء, right? Or paragraph. It says من هؤلاء الفتيات يا مريم. من هؤلاء الفتيات يا مريم. When they said who are these فتيات, فتيات مذكر أو مؤنث? مؤنث. But they're using هؤلاء, right? What's the singular of فتيات?
ladies.
No, not fitya. Fitya is the plural of fata, of boys. What's the singular of fata is male, right? Masculine. Fata, هكذا. Fata, right? مذكر مفرد. ما معنى مفرد؟ Single. جمع. ما جمع هذا؟ فتياتun. مؤنث, we know فتيات is a plural. الفتيات. What's the مؤنث? Singular, مفرد.
Did we take that?
No, we didn't. Well, maybe. We probably did. فتاة. فتاة. Is that ringing any bells?
It's the same as the one on top, except with the term.
Fata, right? Fatatun. So the extra thing is this ta. The alif is here, the alif is there, right? Alif is here, alif is there, but there's a ta here. Alhamdulillah. Sorry about sneezing in the microphone. يهديكم الله يصلح بالكم. So if you pronounce it by ending on a sukun, you say fatah, fatah. See, you can barely hear the ha. Fatah, top one. Fatah, fatah, fatah. Right? If you continue in your sentence, right? هذه فتاة. If I continue, فتاة صغيرة. Right? هذا فتى صغيرا or صغير. Actually, you would say فتى, but we're not going to get into that. He knows. طيب. هن زميلاتي. مريم تجيب. مريم تجيب. مريم answers. هن زميلاتي. ما معنى هن؟
They are
مؤنث أو مذكر؟
girls.
مؤنث. It's feminine. It's like hum, but hunna. Right? For a female. So you say hunna, these ladies. These ladies. هن زميلاتي. أخوات هن. ما معنى أخوات هن؟
Sisters.
But the alif, the first alif, ما معنى؟
Are they sisters?
What's the name of this alif? Alif of question. Alif al-istifham. For question, istifham. Alif al-istifham. أخوات هن. Are they sisters? نعم. هن. They are أخوات. Yeah. من أبوهن.
Who's their father?
Who's their father? أبوهن الشيخ بلال. صح؟
نعم.
أمهن أستاذتي.
Wow.
Right? What's that mean?
Her mother is my ustaz.
Her mother is my ustad.
They mothers.
Their mother.
They mothers.
Mm-hmm.
My ustaz.
Good.
Their mother.
Their mother is my ustad. All right? أين بيتهن?
Where are their house?
بيتهن. What is this guy doing? He's looking to get married? First question, look.
Yeah.
Who are these ladies? Are they sisters? Where's her who's her father? Where's their house? That's the next question. كم المهر? Only you can say that, Ismail. أين بيتهن؟ بيتهن قريب من المدرسة. ما معنى قريب?
Close. Yes.
Close, right? If it's all the way over there, ماذا أقول؟ بعيد. Say that dal. بعيد. Right? If it's close, قريب. Near, قريب. Far, بعيد. طيب تفضلوا يا اخوان. ها؟ Yeah. يرونه قريبا ونراه عكس. يرونه بعيدا ونراه قريبا. All right, go ahead, you guys have a seat. If you need some extra chairs, there's some extra chairs in the back, Amir. There's a desk if you want. طيب, you guys, everything okay?
Yeah.
You guys need to take.
Confirm if everything is.
Oh yeah, see if we're recording. Sure. Okay, good. طيب. We took that first sentence. بيتهن قريب من المدرسة. من يعرف? Who knows? Yeah, من يعرف. Why we said من المدرسة? I need to pick somebody. I know, it means from. But I need somebody to remember, give us the rules of this. Why is it T? Why does it end with a kasra?
Because it's half a jar.
Because harf jar. Oh, you guys all know this. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I was going to catch you guys sleeping. اسم مجرور. أنتم تعرفون. أذكياء. أذكياء أنتم. التمارين. In the middle of the صفحة. انظروا. حول المبتدأ في الجمل الآتية إلى جمع كما هو موضح في المثال. مثال هذه بنت. Right? What is هذه بنت? This is a daughter. Right? And that word bint is also used to sometimes mean this is a girl. Right? They say ولد بنت. Boy, girl. هؤلاء بنات. Is that correct? Do we say بنات or بناتون? We say tun. هؤلاء بنات. هذه طالبة. We say هؤلاء طالبات. هذه مدرسة. No, مدرسة. هؤلاء مدرسات. So no matter what we are using, we notice that there's something called جمع المؤنث السالم. Remember we added waw and noon to Muslim to make Muslimuna? We added waw and noon to make mu'minuna. Well, for feminine plural, it ends like this, muslimatun, singular version. If we want to make this plural, right, what you usually do is add an alif and ta. There's already a ta here, so we're just going to push it to the end and put the alif right before it, and it becomes muslimatun.
So the Muslimatu is a girl.
Muslimatun is one muslima.
Girl.
Yes.
And this one is
Muslimatun is plural. Let me ask you guys this question. If I end this letter with a sukoon, what is it going to sound like? Mudaffar, what is this going to sound like?
Muslimat.
Muslimat. If I end this with a sukoon, what is it going to sound like? Abdul Majid. Muslimah. There's a ha there. We pronounce this ta to end with a ha. If we continue, it retains its ta properties. واضح أم لا؟ واضح? واضح means clear. واضح.
So this is I got a question. So when we do the
So if you were to ask, I have a question, how would you say that in Arabic?
Indi,
Uh-huh.
Sawali,
سؤال.
Sualu,
سؤال.
Sualu.
عندي سؤال. All right, very good.
So هؤلاء
هؤلاء. Mhm.
هؤلاء بنات. Banatun is the girls, right?
Yes.
Why is the Talibatun? Is this the
Where?
students? The second side.
They're students.
Talibatun.
Female students. Not just any students, female students. What's the plural of talib? Huh? طلاب. Right? You with me, Amr? This is the plural of group of men. How do you say a group of female students? طالبات. You have to make it a long sound or the long elif. All right? This is the plural, this is the plural. You're thinking طالبات. Right? This is singular. Listen to how I'm going to say this and train your ears to hear the difference. طالبة. طالبات. طالبة. طالبات. You hear that? You need to hear that to know if it's singular or plural. And also, if I stop on this one, and that's why they had this, because when it's plural, so they don't sound the same. Imagine if I said طالبة. طالبة. It's too similar. So they put these rules in there to let you know that this hat disappears. But when it's like this, it stays. طالبات. Right? You say هؤلاء طالبات. I'm ending with a sukoon. هذه طالبة. Not طالبة, as in like a long alif.
So question B.
نعم.
هذه
بنت.
Bintun, right?
بنت.
Bintun is the one girl, right?
نعم.
But they sing here.
Where?
Banatun. Oh no, Bintun. Oh, okay. What about Talibat? Talibat, okay.
Long a. مدرسة. ما جمع How do we identify a group of women? By saying these. هؤلاء. How about a group of men? Same. We don't have to worry about changing it like هذا or هذه. But if it's a group of men or a group of women, we say هؤلاء رجال وهؤلاء نساء. Right? نساء. We took نساء before. You know Surah An-Nisa? You hear on Jum'ah at the beginning, أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم. Right? Oh, it means women. Women. مسلمة, number 4, مسلمات. Okay? هذه زوجة. هؤلاء زوجات. أخت. Huh? Wives. Wives. Which everyone here has just one. So we're just going to say wives. زوجة. Okay? زوجات. أخت. What's the plural of أخت? ما جمع أخت؟ أخا. أخوات. نعم. أخوات. Sisters. فتاة.
Girls.
We say هؤلاء فتيات. جديدة. جدد. We say جدد. It's the same as what? The male version, right? We say هؤلاء جدد. That's something unique to a broken plural, right? That sometimes happens where you don't have to say. Let me erase this. So you have جديدة, right? And you would normally think this ends with a ta, so let me just go ahead and write جديدة. Right? Because that's normally what's been happening. sometimes they don't take this and they go like this. Jududun. It happens sometimes.
Is that wrong?
What is? Jadidatun. I'm not familiar that this is used, to be honest. Jadidat. This is what's normally being used. Some plurals they do transfer over to both, but I think with this one it's only just the broken plural.
The same for male too, right?
Well, for male is the same one, judud. You say طلاب judud, طالبات judud, right? You wouldn't say طالبات جديدات, from what I can recall. It might be there, but I just know it to be judud. هذه كبيرة. هؤلاء كبار. It's the proper way to say it as well, right? صغيرة. هؤلاء صغار, male or female, right? هذه طويلة. هؤلاء طوال, right? So what does that mean? What does that mean? هذه طويلة. Tall. She is tall. How do you say they are tall? Male or female? طوال. هؤلاء طوال. All right? Hunna. Hunna is just like saying hum. But if you were to like use ism ishara instead of a dhamir, because what do you call it? Hunna is just saying, it's like saying they as well, but it's not ism ishara. In the English language, I'm not familiar that it has that distinction between ism ishara and dhama'ir. Like pronouns. They'll say something like they all for, for ism ishara. No?
In the conversation here, he's asking man haulai, but she's replying hunna zamilat.
Say that again.
The question is man haulai, the first question that is.
Okay.
The first page. The early start of the.
Okay.
But she replies hunna, not instead of haulai. They are.
It works either way, but I'm saying if you want to use ism ishara, because what they're trying to get you to use in this exercise is the use of ism ishara by saying ha'ulai. Does that make sense? Like ism ishara, we took hadha and hadihi. Like for example, what's the difference of using hum rijal and ha'ulai rijal? What's the difference? What is this one saying? They are men. What's this one saying? These are. Okay, so here you're using ism ishara, where here you're using a pronoun. So it's the same thing in the sentence, where you're either going to say they are women, or these are, right? These are women. That's the only difference. So you can answer by saying either one. If you're going to say hum rijal, or if it's for a female, hunna nisa, or you're going to say ha'ula'i nisa, or ha'ula'i rijal. So it just depends. If you want to use ism ishara, or you want to use the pronoun.
I think in the first line the speaker is asking, and in the second line she's replying. Like
We're looking at the exercise, right? And the first line, because you have to imagine if somebody asks you, who are these women? How would you reply? Would you say, these are my classmates? Or you say, they are my classmates? You'd say, they are my classmates, right? But that's the way it's replied there, and that's correct. But what we're taking here in the exercise is not to say, they are. We're taking, these are. You're making a statement, not answering a question. Does that make sense? So if you're saying, these are students, these are teachers, you know what I mean? You wouldn't start out by saying they are teachers, they are students. You want to point out something, you want to identify them, you want to, that's why it's a demonstrative pronoun. Correct? Because you are doing ishara to them, you're pointing to them. Make sense? Like, is it clear? I guess as good as it's going to be. Tawila, we're done with it. اقرأ واكتب. I'm going to need from you guys now to do some قراءة. And لسبب الوقت سيقرأ بعضكم ولن يقرأ بعضكم. What does that mean? Some of you will read, some of you won't read.
بعدهم.
نعم. How do we do that? How about volunteers who'd like to read? Let me see. Okay, let's hand this one. Okay, we got them in that order. 1, 2, 3, 4. عمر ابدأ. السؤال الأول أو الجملة الأولى اقرأها.
هؤلاء واتي وهؤلاء أخواتي.
All right, so not bad, but you have to make more distinction between the first إخوتي, right? And أخواتي. All right. So هؤلاء إخوتي. ما معنى إخوة؟
Who's these?
إخوة معنى.
Who's this? No, these are my sisters.
First one is brothers.
Oh.
And the ya being added to it means my. إخوتي, my. These are my brothers. When we add the alif and ta, it's hard to tell because the ya is there. انظروا. This is throwing you guys off maybe. Is this إخوة, right?
Yeah.
This means brothers. We add this ya. Ya al-nisbah, right? Ya al-mutakallim actually. To mean my. إخوتي. Pay attention also to where this is. The hamza is on the bottom. In the next word, أخواتٌ. What type of alif and ta is this? This is for, جمع المؤنث السالم, right? The plural, feminine. Is it called sound plural feminine or sound feminine plural? طيب. Now if I want to add it to mine, I'm just going to add that same ya. And what is it going to look like? It's still أخا و T. This becomes a kesra. Normally here it's what? Dhammatain. Right? Akhawatun. But it has to become kesra because this ya is just so strong that it requires the letter before it to be a kesra. Otherwise it's too hard to pronounce. Try to pronounce this as a dhamma and then a ya. You just can't do it. You can't do this. Akhawatuyi. It's too hard. And therefore, it changed into a kasra. And it's still considered marfu'. Does that make sense? Because it didn't change its origin in the sentence. It's still considered marfu' even though it ends with this. أين وقفنا? What's waqafa mean? You remember what waqif? Yeah, that's right. Stop. أين وقفنا نحن.
These are my brothers, these are my sisters.
Very good. القارئ الثاني. Who's the second reader?
من هؤلاء الفتيات
Okay.
هؤلاء بنات المدرسة.
Okay, let me say that. Let me read it again. من هؤلاء الفتيات. Who are these? What's fatayat? Who are these girls? Right? Yeah, we're just going to say fatayat is, who are these girls? And then they say هؤلاء بنات, and you read مدرسة. That's what you read? مدرسة. All right. You can see in there though, I want you to read it again, that one is mudaf and the other one is mudafun ilayh. Like it's the daughters of the teacher. And when that happens, what happens to mudarrisa? Read it again. هؤلاء
هؤلاء
uh-huh
بنات المدرسة.
مدرسة. How does that sound? Does that sound better?
Yeah.
Okay. هؤلاء بنات المدرسة. Very good. So when you want to say this belongs to this person or this belongs to somebody else, you have to use that mudaf and mudafun ilayh. All right? I mean, you could say Lahu, but that's, something else. Yeah. He has or she has or I have, li. That's not what we want to say. Very good. الثالث سؤال الثالث.
هؤلاء الفتيات
Mhm.
زميلاتي.
زميلاتي. Okay.
أبوهن طبيب. أبوهن طبيب.
طبيب
طبيب وأمهن
وأم.
مدرسة. مدرسة.
You're comfortable with that kasratain? Is there a reason why you want to make it kasratain? Is there a harf jar or mudafun ilay going on? Is there a mudafun ilay going on? Is it saying like, is there? The answer is no. Secondly, is there a harf jar before it? So leave it as marfu'. Leave it as, dhammatain. هؤلاء الفتيات زميلاتي. These girls are my classmates. أبوهن طبيب. Their father is a doctor. And what did they say? وأمهن مدرسة. Their mother. We have ummu plus hunna. Their mother, singular. It's not ummahat. Ummahat is the plural of All right. Su'al al-rabi'. Salad, you said you were next?
Yeah. أين الطالبات الجدد ذهبنا إلى المكتب.
Okay, almost. إلى المكتبة. أين الطالبات الجدد ذهبنا إلى المكتبة. Where are the new students? Male students or female? Female. And they went to where? Maktaba. Where's the maktaba? What's maktabun?
Library.
No. Office. Maktab is office, right? Maktab, not maktabah, right? Maktab. Well, I mean, if you want to get technical, it's maktabun, but we stopped on there. I wanted to pronounce the hat on maktabah. One ends with a tat, the other one doesn't have a tat. It's also maktab also means desk. Desk and office, same thing. Okay, desk and office is the same word, maktab. Su'al khamis. Do we have a fifth reader? Noor?
أين بيتك يا أمتي.
Aina baytuka?
أين بناتك؟
No, give him a second to look at it. Read that second word again. Aina?
أين بيتك.
No, not bayt.
بناتك.
Okay.
أين بناتك يا أمتي.
All right. So now that we're talking to a amma, right? Amma is masculine or feminine? So what does that kaf need to be? Baytuki. Very good. So the only way you can tell the harakat is by the context. Aina banatuki, right? We had to put ki because it's not for enta, it's for anti. I gotta write it.
Bintuki, like
Banatu.
hers, something hers, right?
Whenever we add ka to the end of a word, it means what? Yours, male or female?
Male.
You're talking to a male. You're talking to anta, you.
Okay, got it.
Whenever you add ki to the end of the word, who are you talking to? What are you talking? Yeah. You're talking to enti. Can you guys see this? All right. Since we're talking to ya ammati, we're talking to my aunt. Do I say banatuka ya ammati or banatuki ya ammati? Banatuki. Say banatuki. Banat is daughters. Again with the daughters, somebody is trying to get married. First at the beginning of the chapter, he's asking, where's your dad and what school do you go to?
Ask the permission.
Maybe.
Slowly.
Is that ammati is feminine or is that
Ammatun. What's ammatun?
uncle?
No, that's ammun. Without the ta. Ammun.
Okay. So when it's ammati is my aunt.
That's right. How would it be my uncle?
Ammi.
Ammi. Very good. Is this واضح يا طلاب؟ واضح. I need another reader.
No, we didn't finish it.
Oh, really? Oh, هن في
في المطبخ.
هن في المطبخ. Who was supposed to be reading? Noor? Finish that, Noor. Okay, so it's asking where are your daughters? Aunt? Oh, auntie? And she said they're in the kitchen. Right? طيب, very good. السؤال السادس.
هؤلاء
Two memes there. It looks hard. The first one is meme dhamma.
هؤلاء الممرضات
ممري.
ممرضات
Mm-hmm.
مسلمات.
All right. So remember, if you're gonna change any haraka from the marfu' state, like usually words end with dhamma or kasra, or what do they end in? They end in dhamma. So don't change them unless there's something to change it. All right. So ha'ula'i is not a word that changes things. So it's stuck that way, which is called mu'rab or mabni. When a word is stuck one way, it doesn't change. Is it called mu'rab or mabni? It's called mabni. Like hadha. Does hadha ever change to hadha you or hadha ye? No, it's stuck like that. So ha'ula'i is always stuck with that kasra at the end. Now, the word that we have is al-mumarridatu, because there's nothing to change it. There's no fi before it. There is no like inna or anything like that. It's not mudafun ilay. So we're going to keep it as al-mumarridatu. Now, why didn't I say al-mumarridatun? Because al is connected to, it's definite. And if it's definite, you cannot have tanween there. When you have tanween, it makes it into an indefinite, and it's now you're saying like a nurse, right? Or nurses. But we're not saying that. We're saying the nurse or the nurses. We're specifying, we're making it definite. Okay?
So this is nurse.
So this is nurses. Mumarridatun, mumarridatun. You got that? And then muslimatun. Because there's no reason to change it. What are they asking, by the way? Are these nurses Muslim? And نعم أجاب بنعم. He answered with yes. السؤال السابع. اقرأ.
هؤلاء طبيبات
طيب هؤلاء طبيبات. Good.
أزواجهن مدرسون
Make that wow longer.
مدرسون
And pronounce the haraka on the noon.
مدرسون.
That's right. So you're reading it correctly when you end with mudarrisun. Like if your sentence ends, and I always tell you guys this, you always end your sentence with a sukun. That's the way it works. But believe me when I tell you, you guys are going to take this habit on very quickly. And if you do that before you know what haraka is on there, you're going to make everything sukun. And you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Right? If you get into this habit first by making it end with a haraka, mudarrisuna and talibatun, right? Whatever the word might be, pronounce that haraka at the end. And then afterwards when you talk and you don't know what to say and your sentence ends, you can make it a sukun. But at least you got what? You've gotten into the habit to knowing how these words should end so you can have proper grammar. All right? So it technically is correct when you say, mudarrisun. But the wow still needs to be long. I need Muhammad to read. Can you read one for me, Muhammad?
Translated first.
Oh, it's not translated? It says here, هؤلاء طبيبات. These are
Ladies doctors.
doctors. And أزواجهن مدرسون. So we have زوج and أزواج. They're spouses. Plural. جمع. What's the word for plural? جمع. All right. And أزواجهن. Who are they belonging to? Their, spouses. Mudarrisuna. So you see that? Ladies are more educated here. The ladies are doctors and the husbands are teachers. Masakin, like we just teachers, you know? That'd be nice if my wife was a doctor. So here we have number 7, or I'm sorry, السؤال الثامن.
السؤال الثامن من هذه المرأة؟
Good.
هي زوجة الطبيب الجديد.
All right, so very close. من هذه المرأة, right? What does that mean? Who is?
This mar'atu.
ما معنى مرأة?
Mar'atu.
A woman. Who is this woman?
Oh,
Right.
you.
هي زوجة.
طبيب.
Why طبيب?
No. Yeah, to be.
Like when it's مضاف and مضاف إليه.
طبيبي.
طبيبي, because she is the wife of the طبيب, right? So whenever there's two things like that, the first one only is going to be nakira. Nakira means indefinite. It comes in that form, but then the next word is going to have alif and lam, and it's going to end with a kasra, or I should say it should be majroor. All right, and that means that like possession. This is the doctor's house, and this is the girl's cat, and so on and so forth. Like, do you say Nabiyullahu or Nabiyullahi? Nabiyullahi. Do you say Rasulullahi or Rasulullahu? Why? Because this is the messenger of Allah. Do you say Abdullahu or Abdullahi? Abdullahi. Right? Okay. Yes.
Is there any situation like if you want to make a position, Abdullahi as position of that, like complex?
Okay, but what do you mean though? Like Abdullahi is in possessing.
In possessing something else, yeah.
Yeah, it would be the same thing. Like you'd say Kitabu Abdullahi, because it's a name now, even though it's a compound name, but you're still going to treat it as a name, right? Or actually, you wouldn't say Abdullah, you'd say Abdillahi.
Yeah.
Kitabu, right?
No. If we want to make it Abdullahi as a position of that.
Of the book.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's right here. So it's going to be here. So normally, I'm going to write the word Muhammadin, right? You would normally say Kitabu Muhammadin. So this majroor is still going to continue if I say Kitabu. This majroor, Abdi. It's going to be here now. Right? Because this is belonging to Abdullah. Okay? And this. And Abd is also belonging to Allah.
Abdullah.
Right? Kitabu Abdullah.
Yeah, this is one case. If we want to make it the position of Abdullah, like.
It is a possession of Abdullah.
Yeah, but something is belonging to Abdullah.
Like a book? Like you want Abdullah to come first?
Come first, yeah.
But that's not how we do possessive in Arabic. It's not like you say Muhammad's book. You say the book of Muhammad. Does that make sense? Like you, kitab doesn't come first if you want to say Abdullah's kitab. That's how it's said in English. In Arabic, the item being possessed or owned comes first, then the owner comes second, or possessor. Muhammad's house? This is old news, by the way, guys. I need to recheck my, class 1 to 5. If you want to say Muhammad's house, you just swap out this kitab with Bayt. Baytu Muhammadin. It would never be Muhammad Bayt. Right? It's Bayt. The item always comes first, then the thing then the owner or the possessor. All right?
If you want to make it Abdullahi as item, like possessing to someone.
Like Abdullah belongs to somebody?
Yeah.
Like the son, like if it's a son or something?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say,
Abdullah is son of, no, that will be.
that's Ibn.
That's it.
Yeah, Ibn would come there.
Yeah, Ibn Abin.
Ibnu, but see, Ibnu Muhammadin. See when ibn then comes in Muhammadin? Yeah. Like Abdullah ibn Muhammad. And then you know how we're supposed to skip the alif. Abdullah ibn, right? Or ibn. Anyways, just getting too technical now. And you know we avoid too much technicalities because then it makes people sleepy and it's already 8:40. Amir, you're not going to let it go. He's like, I like the idea of people sleeping. Kitabu Abdullahi. That's great. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Kitabu Abdullah. Abdullah. Because mudaf. The second word has to be majroor. His name is... It's made up of... It's a compound name made up of Abdun. That's a separate word. That's a separate word already, and that doesn't look right. Right? His name doesn't always have to end Abdu. Actually, just like this is Abdun, which means slave. Right? Just like your name is Amir. Right? Remember when I told you the way words end in Arabic? Your name ends with tanween, so it's Amirun. That tanween at the end tells us what you're doing in the sentence. You could be the subject, you can be the fa'il, you know, the one doing an action. You could be a bunch of different things in there. That's what the tanween is for in the sentence. It's not necessarily, I thought his name was Abdullah with a dhamma, so why are we changing it now to Abdi or Abda? That's just telling us what he is doing in the sentence, which is actually the whole subject of Nahu, is this right here. What is at the end of the harakah? Yes, Ahmed?
Which is the same reason you say, yeah, or you change Abu.
That's exactly right also. Like, you know, whenever, and I think we took that also, we said that when harf al-nidat comes, you know, when you say yeah, and then a compounded name comes, it has to be fatha. That first one has to be fatha. Like, Ya Abdur Rahman. Right? We didn't say Ya Abdu. Abdur Rahman. Because normally, or we didn't say Ya Abdullah. We said Ya Abdullah. So that's in regard to why words are changing from dhamma to fatha or kasra. It's not, that's his name, it should be that way. Those tanweens and harakat at the end of the word are there to tell you what he does in the sentence. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, Muallim.
Number 8, did we say that's
Zawjatul Tabibi.
both of them are ma'rifah.
Oh, well, this is perfect now because now we have one more section. We got Zawjatul Tabibi, right? This is the mudaf and mudafun ilayh. Oh, you got what they said? And the second part, At-Tabibi Al-Jadidi, because it is na'at and man'ut. It's a description, and the description has to match with alif lam, singular, plural, harakat. You guys know the drill. You're now, you know, level 15 students almost. I mean, I shouldn't be hearing any more questions about adding dhammatain with alif and lam, or what a mudaf ilayh. Man, that wore me out, man. We're going to finish this page and we're done. It's a good thing Bilin's not here. No, we missed you, Bilin, if you're going to watch this. Number 9, last question. Antum ma'i? Are you guys with me? Antum ma'i? Naam. One more. Qari. Go ahead, Mustafa. Say that again, though. It sounded like separate words. So now you want to correct that. Abanatuka. Abanatuka are your daughters, right? في المدرسة الثانوية يا أسامة. Now do I say Usama 2 or Usama tun or Usama what? 2? What if I say Usama tun? It'd be better? What do you guys think of this name?
Call him. Yeah. This one is skill not take tanween. It's gonna be
Let me make it easier. Let me just have a show of hands. A show of hands. Do I say Ya Usama tu or Ya Usama tun? Okay, Usama tu, raise your hand. Okay, Usama. Ya Usama tu. Okay, Ya Usama tun. None of those. Okay, Ya Usama ti. Usama ti. Okay, so the correct answer is Ya Usama tu. No, no, ¿por qué? Say لماذا. For one, I can never say Usama T, and you know why. I can never say Usama T with a kasra. Because it's one of those names, it's mamnu'un min as-sarf. Remember like Fatima, Hamza, Aisha, no, Fatima too, Aisha too, Hamza too, Talha too. Usama, what does it also end with? Yeah. Hamza. So it ends with that ta, which tells us this name is mamnu'un min as-sarf. It doesn't accept tanween. Right? We said that female names don't accept tanweens, or names that are masculine, but they end like female names.
Okay.
That's one, why we can never have a kasra. It can't be Usama tun, right? For that reason as well, it doesn't accept tanween either. But even if it was a name that accepted tanween like Muhammadun, that's a meme, would I ever say Ya Muhammadun? No, because whenever harfun nida, this is called harfun nida comes, whenever that comes forward, one of these harakat need to vanish. Ya Muhammadu. It doesn't apply here because it already has one. At least visually.
So in the case of
It's-
Abdullah, Ya Abdullah.
Here, back to Abdullah again.
2 words.
In Abdullah, a compounded name, it has its own rule, which means that it will do this. Let me write over here for the camera. Yeah, it'll be like this. Abdullah. Hing. That's it. It's out of your system now.
Yeah.
You have it. I just want to know you have it. Okay, good, good. All right. أبناتك في المدرسة الثانوية يا أسامة, right? Are your daughters in what? High school. And we said literally that means secondary school. Yeah. And then what they say, Mustafa? اسمعوا, listen, إخوان. Don't change any haraka unless it needs to be changed. Is it بعض or بعض? Normally, what does بعض mean? Some. So is it بعضهم? Or I'm sorry, بعضهن or بعضهن? بعض. There's nothing to change it. So it stays as a dhamma. بعضهن. Yep. متوسطة. Excellent. You know why? Because of what? Because of the... No, not L. L had nothing to do with it. Because fi affected madrasa. And what is it? Yes. So fi affected madrasa, and mutawassita is describing what kind of school. And the na'at has to match the man'ut. The thing being described in the description are the same. And we're going to stop here. جزاكم الله خير وبارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.